What's up, y'all? I want to talk about something. I want to talk about what's considered personal choice. I really try to stay away from this, but it seems like it's not letting up. But I really don't want to focus on the jab part of it, right? I'm going to say jab. I mean, I really don't care about saying what it really is. Some people say they use other words because they don't want to get flagged or whatever. I don't care about that because I'm not putting out false information. But YouTube has taken down one of my videos, even though I am not one of them ones spreading false information. I don't even in that particular video. I don't even remember what I said about it because the video wasn't about that. I probably said a little bit about it, and if anything, I was talking about you know what anti-vaxxers say. That's pretty much what I was talking about. I don't know what, because I can't, I make a different videos. Unless I watch it again, I can't remember everything I say in the video. So I don't even know what they touched on, but apparently they watched my video and uh, they considered it me spreading misinformation. So now I guess I have to, even with my little ass channel, I got to be careful what I say about this stuff. But anyway, um, my main point tonight is when your personal decision is not so personal. And what I'm talking about is Kyrie. Now, be it as it may, everybody has their different stances on it. I see some posts where they're saying, get rid of him. He's nothing but a distraction. And I think it's not even so much the vaccine that they're talking about. I mean, that's part of it, but apparently Kyrie brings a lot of unwanted attention to him about other things too. That I don't necessarily agree with, because Kyrie does have good stances sometimes, but and then those criticisms come from a group that believes in just shut up and dribble the ball, right? So, excuse me. On that aspect, I might not agree with how people feel about Kyrie, but in this aspect, I feel like he's causing unnecessary distraction, and he knows that the reason for him being brought onto this team was to build this super team, the same way the Lakers built this extremely super team. I gotta say, because I mean, to have LeBron, Davis, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, Rajon Rondo, um, Russell Westbrook. I mean, to have such a superstar squad like that, like the ultimate super team. Even though super teams doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win the championship, because it's all about chemistry too. You have so many superstars on one team. You also have a lot of egos, so you got to see how that meshes. Anyway, you know, so the Nets had built their own little super team with Durant, Irving, Harden, and then Griffin in the background, and of course the other players, right? Claxton, um, Bruce Brown, Joe Harris, you know. So he knows, and everybody knows, he's part of this whole big agenda to win a chip, to bring a chip to New York, right? You know, the Knicks have been trying to do it. Maybe people feel like the Nets have a better chance of doing it. Um, it is what it is. But anyway, the point of the matter is that this personal stance of his hinders their chance for that championship run. And so that's what people are getting mad about because they really want to see a championship brung by the Nets. They really want to see something being brought to New York, which hasn't been brought to New York in over 40 odd years, right? I mean, because the last time, if I'm not mistaken, the last time was what 1974. So that was 49 years ago, if I'm right. Um, don't quote me, but yeah. So they want to see that, and Kyrie is supposed to be a part of that. But if he sticks to his stance, he cannot play home games. He can't even practice. He can't even practice because the practice facility is in New York and is still under New York mandates. So this causes a big dilemma, a big dilemma. And that's what people are mad about. So this is where your personal choice is not so personal. Not to mention your personal choice. When it comes to this, it's not really about personal choice. It's about health, and the only argument against that people bring up is, well, you still get it anyway, so what's the use? What's the use? You look at the numbers, look at the number of people who are catching it now, who the new cases are, and look at the percentage of them who are unvaccinated. That says enough right there. Yes, you can still get it, but who are the biggest percentage of getting it? And then people spreading false information saying that the ones that are vaccinated are the ones that spreading it, and the ones that are unvaccinated are not the ones spreading it. And that makes no sense to me. And I hope YouTube doesn't flag me because I'm not spreading misinformation. I'm simply saying what other people think. So don't get that twisted, all right? Please, because it's bigger than you know you talking about misinformation. There's more information that I'm trying to dish out that you're gonna um relinquish me from if you take down my video. All right, enough of crying to YouTube, right? Um, but yeah, so his little stance is hindering is hindering people, fans, is hindering his teammates whether they speak out about it or not, and it's hindering the organization as a whole. They don't know what to really do. They gotta adjust their roster. They gotta adjust their plans, waiting around whether this dude is going to decide to finally do it. And in the midst of all this controversy, apparently he tweets, four words and says, what did you say? Stay still and know, or be still and know, something like that, right? Which is completely ambiguous. Like, what is that really supposed to mean? People are looking for an answer from you, and the only thing you have to put out there is be still and know what you know but it is what it is, right? But at the same time, I also saw, and I don't know how true this is, but I also saw that part of the reason for his stance is he says that it's the government's attempt to bring black people back to Satan or something. I doubt that's true, but hey, you never know. And which leads to my last point about this is, if you have a valid reason for not taking it, I respect you. But from what I've seen from most people that don't want to take it, they don't really have a valid reason for not taking it. Their reason comes from emotion. It comes from watching other YouTubers or doing a Google search and clicking on the first link that they find that fits their narrative. I haven't really seen no legitimate arguments against it, other than some agenda thing, depopulation, getting inserted with a chip, turning into a zombie. I mean, there's all kinds of nonsense I've been seeing, over the past year or so, since this whole pandemic started. A whole bunch of nonsense. Like I said, I could respect you if you have a legitimate reason, and your reasoning, is pure logic to me. You know what I mean? But when you're saying things that make absolutely no sense and come straight out of some horror movie or some sci-fi movie, then you can miss me with that. If that's your only basis for not taking it, then I don't respect you. I don't respect you, and I said this to I commented on a couple of posts at one point. And it's not to really degrade anybody. I know it sounds degrading, but it's not really to degrade anybody. Because people might read it and miss the point that I'm trying to make. So I'm gonna explain it here. I'm gonna say what I say, and then I'm gonna explain it why I'm saying it the way I'm saying it. So I tell people, you know, learn the difference between there and there, or two and two, or where and where. Learn how to use words and sentences before you worry about talking about medicine and agendas. Now, the reason why I say that is because those are simple concepts. Those are concepts that you learn in elementary school. So, in that sense, it may not be simple to some people, maybe because they have learning disabilities or whatever. I don't know, but I say it's simple in a sense because when you're in elementary school, you're learning the basic principles of things. You're learning the basics as a child. You're learning what you can comprehend as a child, which means that it's the simplest of things, right? So if you can't understand a simple concept of how to use a word, even though they sound alike, they spell different, they sound alike, or whatever, but they have different meanings. And if you can't understand the simple concept like that, then you cannot tell me you understand complex concepts of agendas and how medicine works. You can't tell me you understand the complex context of science. You can't tell me these things. So that's why I say what I say. It's not to demean anybody. It's to show that if you cannot understand a simple concept, you can't understand a bigger concept. You know, it just goes that way. You know, you can't do the small. You definitely can't do the big. And it's like, if you're gonna lie about small things, I definitely can't trust you to tell me the truth about big things. To me, it goes in the same realm. So that's why I say what I say. So when you call yourself a critical thinker, but then I'm reading your sentences, and you don't know where to put words or how to use words, then don't call yourself a critical thinker, because critical thinkers know how to use words. They know how to analyze words. They know how to um, break down context. They know how to recognize context. They have good comprehension skills. That's just pure fact right there. So like I said, if you have a legitimate reason for not doing it, you have a health reason, or something that sounds logical, then fine. But if you talking some straight up comic book shit, I can't respect you on that. And why we keep going back and forth with it? Why we keep talking about this? You know, I try my best to stay off of this, but I just wanted to focus on the Kyrie incident and how his personal choice is not so personal. That's I just want to emphasize, my main point of this video is to emphasize that sometimes what you think is personal choice is not personal choice because it actually affects other people. And when it affects other people, it's not really your personal choice. You may want to tell yourself that, and you want to stand firm. And by all means, on that note, I respect him for standing firm on his beliefs, because I mean it takes a lot of guts to do that, especially when you stand to lose thousands of dollars. It takes a lot of guts to stand on your principles. So if he ultimately says, you know what, I'm still not getting it, screw the fact that I'm gonna lose that money, that I can respect him for that. I respect him for that. But the main point I'm trying to make is sometimes your personal choice, or what you consider your personal choice, is not so personal. That's all I'm trying to emphasize. I'm not really talking about the vaccine per se. That's all. So on that note, I leave y'all. I know I'm inconsistent with my videos, but like I told you before, I'm pretty busy. Um, and I'm still trying to think of ways to build this channel, because what I'm doing is not working, obviously. So it is what it is, right? Peace, love, hair grease. Share, like, subscribe if you feel up to it, and good night.